What's going on, 2K TV fans? It's Scott O'Gallagher here. We're back. Your favorite segment, Winning Tips. In order to be a winner, we got to set the foundation for you defensively, so let's keep it locked right here. Playing 5-on-5 basketball, part of being a smart player is recognizing which set the offense is in. There's 5 out with 5 perimeter players along the three-point line. There's 4 out with 4 offensive players around the three-point line and 1 big inside. Or there's 3 out, 2 in, which is 3 perimeter players along the three-point line and 2 post guys inside. When you see 5 perimeter players along the three-point line, typically what you're going to see is a lot of pass and cut movement, along with high screen and roll action. Due to this type of spacing, you are susceptible defensively to give up layups or corner threes. Typically, when you see a 4-out, 1-in offense, you're going to see high screen roll action with 1 good post player and 4 perimeter shooters. 3-out, 2-in. This is your old traditional 2-post offense. This is an offense that likes to slow the game down, muddy it up by throwing it inside. Now let's talk on the ball. As regarding the basketball, the most important thing we got to do is identify it and keep it one direction. So as the ball's coming up, we got to pick the ball up at half court or just past half court. One of the things I like to talk to college players about is the house. Imagine a roof of the house that we've built in the half court. As soon as we establish our pickup point at the top of the house,
energy.
Coming to you tonight from the American Airlines Arena with a look high above here in Miami. Happy New Year's Eve. Thank you for joining us here on 2K Sports for the NBA. We're all dressed up and ready to go. Joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers from McCollum.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hasn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Here's the starting group for the Indiana Pacers. We've got Parker, also Miles Turner out there. Warren is out there with Hudson. And for the Heat, we've got Brown, Cook out there with Paul Millsap, and it's Okpala in at the 3 slot. As many as we know, there's talk of playing more regular season games overseas. Good idea, or is the season hard enough as it is?
I like the balance where it is right now, Kevin. A few games you get a chance to go overseas, you know, during the season or preseason, but just add more travel, I don't know if it's a good idea.
His first shot is a miss, 0 for 1 to start the contest. Cook looking it over. Pass to Poirier. Now Brown. A 3-pointer off the mark. And it's blocked by Brown, and they're able to recover. And good that time. Turner's got the game going with his first points of the game for Indiana. Here is Cook. 8 points his last outing. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
The Heat shooting their first free throws of the night. And so Cook nails both of them. First quarter of play, 1 minute played. And the powerful one-handed slam.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, you'll probably see more of them.
Especially if the defense is going to allow you to do it. Have to switch on that play.
And here are the Heat now. Passes it to Poirier. Here is Cook. Now the pass to Okpala. Shot clock at 6. Stolen away. Now the Pacers moving it up. Count it. Good.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
He is just unwilling to settle. He gets right to the rim and makes sure they come away with points.
And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. To the inside, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Cook, the pass to Millsap. Here's Okpala. He's covered by Warren. Right wing. Here's Poirier. Again, the miss by the Heat.
4 shots, 4 misses, and you can sense a certain frustration building.
And the dunk by Parker.
And don't look now, but they're starting to extend this lead.
They're doing it by building it out, step by step, valuing each possession.
Here is Cook. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. Here's the break. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That's on Jaylen Brown. The Pacers shooting their first free throws of this. Number 28. That one falls, so he hits both of them. The Heat trail by 10. Out of bounds. Miami takes possession. Let's quickly now take a peek at the league leaders in blocks. Second, Miles Turner.
There aren't going to be many nights when you don't see him affect the game with his shot blocking ability.
Miami's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. And Miami calls their first time out of the game. This game against Indiana, the first time they've met this year.
Yeah, and they lost the season series to this squad last time around. Maybe a little extra motivation tonight to show they've improved.
Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. You look at Miami. This hasn't been the kind of year they envisioned. Time running out. And, of course, Indiana. They're just sitting one spot down right on their heels.
I think for the Heat, they haven't gotten anywhere near where they wanted to be this season. Pretty clear there's a big talent gap between them and the true contenders.
And we've all thought this. They're just a middle-of-the-road team. The last thing anyone in the NBA wants to be.
Here is Cook, following the score by Indiana. Down low, shot to stop the run. It's deflected. Right side Warren, and taken away by Brown. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Here is Cook. He's covered by Hudson. 6 to shoot. Cook, the pass to Okpala. Miami no good on that time either. Indiana leading by 12. Some nice passing here by Indiana. To the middle. And no good that time. Some solid defense from Brown. Over to the left wing. Cook. From outside, off the mark. For Indiana, they've gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. And the dunk by Parker.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
They established the pace. They made shots. This is why they're way out in front.
And it's the Heat with the ball. Following the score by Indiana. Timeout called the Heat. And for a team schedule that includes 4 games and 5 nights, sports writers have introduced the term schedule losses due to fatigue. I just don't think that's very good, but it's the reality right now.
Yeah, it is. And sometimes, Kevin, you know these games, you travel a lot. Your legs are just done, and that's when you have to rely on a total team, play more guys. But it happens. You can't get out of this quicksand. You're going to have those type of losses.
Here is Cook, following the score by Indiana. Brown, the pass to Millsap. To end the cold streak, Rob. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. For Indiana, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
Heroes checked in for Brown. Here is Cook. Pass to Akpola. And that one goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Warren.
And now let's take a moment to check out the stats for Parker. Really been a key contributor over the past month. He's averaging 15 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
He's not trying to take over necessarily. He's just taking what the defense allows and contributing to the cause.
And here are the Pacers now after the Heat pick up 2. To the paint. Shots good by Turner. Turner's got his second basket of the night.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
They came in prepared, focused, and really jumped on the other team early.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul goes against Indiana. The Heat shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. And so Cook nails both of them. Pacers leading by 13. And that one is stuffed right through.
And you can see their strategy coming in. They want to control the paint.
This is my type of approach. Get some high percentage looks. Then later, you can play inside out.
Here's Hero. Out to the wing. Here's Akpola. He's coming off a 10-point game against Portland.
It was never all about himself. He came away with a lot of assists in that game and just kind of kept everybody in the mix.
And the dunk by Parker.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
Woo, one of his favorite moves right there, guys. Here's Poirier. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Pass to Akpola. There's the 3. The rebound by Turner.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
And it also shows you how difficult this game is. He's just a little bit off, but it can result in missing everything.
It's good. Cook's got 8 points.
Man, he has come out focused and efficient. I love what he's doing at the offensive end.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Pacers have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight. The first free throw is good. Bird, he's checked in for the Heat. Hamilton comes in for Quinn Cook. Both good from the line that time. The Heat trail by 17. Hamilton with it. His last outing, he had 8 points. Takes a 3. The shot that time, not on target. And Indiana will come the other way. That's good. He's 5 for 9.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
A uncontested shot at the rim, you have to compete at all times.
Here's Bird. The Pacers making the shot. Knocks down the 3 ball.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Bitadze with the bucket.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Hamilton outside. Over Holiday. No good off the back of the rim.
Trying to take advantage of soft defense. He might have gotten over-eager.
And they pick up 2. 17 points in the game.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Hamilton against Holiday. Passes to Poirier. Out to Bird. Hamilton outside. Clock at 6. It's deflected.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Stolen by Bird. shooting foul. As the whistle blows, he'll shoot 2 free throws. When it comes to just the love for the game, Smitty, does every NBA player have to have that, or is it possible to not love the game, embrace the game, and work through it in that way?
You know, I think 90% of the guys have a love for the game. I think there are some guys that just don't love it, but they play it. And there's nothing wrong with that, as long as it doesn't, I guess, spill over to the guys that love it. There's some plays, I played with some players, after they left the gym, they didn't think about a game, of watching the game, playing the game. But when they're on the court, they gave 110% effort. There's some guys that just love it, and there's some guys that just like it.
But I know you, and you loved the game.
I still love it, Kevin. Still love it.
I know you do. I know you do. Up and in, off to an efficient start. Two for 3 from the field.
You just love how reliable he is. Night in and night out, his offense is there.
And a moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for McCollum.
And looking at his offensive numbers from the past few years, it seems like teams around the league have kind of figured him out. He's having to work a lot harder for his points, and they haven't been coming nearly as easily as they used to. You just have to be more disciplined. I mean, too many fouls and free throw attempts for the opponent.
Indiana leading by 19. Count that bucket. He's got 21.
His shot making has been superb this quarter. He's taken over this game.
Hamilton the pass to Poirier. McCollum against Hardaway. Outside Millsap. 6 on the shot clock. Now here is Hardaway. Tight defense on him.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
Hold on! You got to buckle up on that one.
Wow, we are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. Hamilton outside. Now the dish to Bird. Kicks it to Hardaway. Over Holiday. That doesn't go either for Hardaway.
Can't fault the play call. Even though he couldn't convert, that's a good shot.
The second effort. They shoot again. It's rebounded by Paul Millsap. We've got 1:23 left in the first quarter of the game. Hamilton against Saric. Tries it from 19. Kept alive. Here's Poirier. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
So timeout called here, the first for Indiana. Mirotic is checked in for Indiana. Williams comes in for Aaron Holiday. Let's go to the 2K leaderboard. These teams have been terrific at turning turnovers into points. In third, the Pacers.
They've shown a tremendous ability to cash in on their opponent's mistakes, creating offense with their defense.
The kick out to Williams. It's blocked, but they recover it. This is to Mirotic. From deep. And it's Millsap with the ball for the Miami Heat. Bird outside, and the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
He was too aggressive. That's already his second foul. We haven't even gotten out of the first quarter.
Indiana leading by 21. Here's Vitadze. Stolen by Bird. And it's the Heat on the break. Hamilton's got the ball. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Hardaway passes to Bird. Heat moving the ball around. Millsap dishes to Hardaway. Knocked loose. And the layup is good.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
And he banks in the layup. 25 points in the game.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
And here's Bird from the arc. Wow, huge buzzer beater.
I did not think he was going to get that off.
So as we end the first quarter, already a double-digit ball game. It's the Pacers. They lead by 18. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And we're getting back to the action in our New Year's Eve broadcast. And for the Pacers here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
Aggressive at running guys to the backboard. You could tell it was part of their game plan coming in.
And they have the guys to do it. Play to your strengths, and they can make up for some of your weaknesses.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court right now for the Pacers. Williams is out there with McCollum. Then there's Nikola Mirotic, and it's Vitadze in at the center position. Hardaway kicks to Hamilton. 5 to shoot. Fires from deep. And again, Miami with the triple.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Good on the bucket.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
The Heat trail by 19. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Inside, Bird. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. So Steve, the league has done a pretty good job of curbing player altercations. Some guys, always though, it seems, are going to be ready to go toe-to-toe and will not back down.
Patrick Beverly, Kevin, Draymond Green, James Johnson.
Yeah.
Those guys come to mind. They are ready to go from the tip. They are ready to go.
Jaylen Brown's checked in for the Heat. Parker's checked. Teams deciding to change it up. Indiana leading by 10. And there's the pass to Turner. Sharks trying to break free. Count that one. Turner's got 8.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Hero passes to Poirier. He dishes it to Hardaway. Turner with the steal. The wide open look here for Holiday. Here's Sharch. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket. Sharch has got his first 2 points of the night.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Hero passes to Hardaway from the arc. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Sharch has got 4 rebounds now tonight. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Jimmy Butler has made several all-star teams, but he remains single-minded in pursuit of his bigger goal. Butler said, "I just want to win a championship. That's all that matters. I didn't do it in high school, didn't do it in college. If I don't win it here, then I'll go to the 50 and over league someday. But I got to win a championship at some stage." Kevin?
I like that attitude. Thank you, D.A.
The struggle is real. He's been way off with his shot all evening long.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up. The Heat trail by 18. Here's Hero. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Portland. Here's Poirier. Turner covering. 6 to shoot. Tipped away. It's stolen by Sharch. And here we go. Sharch all alone.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
And the Heat call time here.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
And it boils down to the question. Toughness. One team showing it, the other allowing itself to be bullied.
And Miami making a change here. Millsap's checked in.
And here are the numbers for Turner. Over the last month, getting it done. Averaging 13 points per game, 8 rebounds, and just over 2 blocks. Fantastic totals for him across the board. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps rolling.
It's not the monster game that we see from him occasionally, but it's still incredibly impressive.
And up the court come the Pacers. Oh,
did you see that?
And they're getting points, they're getting stops, and this is how they'd like to play all the time.
Yes, when it's going good, it feels easy. These are the nights you relish, but they're tough to replicate.
Pass to Poirier to end the run, and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. T.J. Warren picks one up.
And Brown is a guy who is constantly seeking contact. Defenders have to be more cautious around him.
And guys, this is the way to stay in the game. They're doing a masterful job from the line. Perfect this quarter.
And he slams it one-handed.
I'll tell you, it's one thing to do this at home, another to do it in a hostile environment.
They built up this huge league with great play at both ends. They're going to love watching film tomorrow.
And here's Millsap from the arc. Gets that one to drop. First one of the game after 4 straight misses.
Paul Millsap is very capable as a spot-up threat.
Sharch right side. Tries again. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for the Indiana Pacers. On Saturday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Memphis Grizzlies. Then on Tuesday, they'll be playing against Draymond Green and the New York Knicks.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams they're going to be playing, but it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are.
5 on the clock. Hardaway for 3. It's rebounded by Indiana. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
Well, it helps when your opponent makes that many mistakes. I thought that was the story of the game.
There were some unforced errors, but they also created some mistakes through their intensity on both ends.
The Heat haven't made a mistake at the line yet. 10 of 10.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And so Holiday will bring it up for the Pacers. Yep, that one goes in there. 43 points in the game.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Hamilton outside. Shoots over Warren. Miami no good on that time either.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Up and in on the layup.
Man, he's been on point, not forcing things, getting the most of his looks within the flow.
Pass to Hardaway. From deep three-point range, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's the Indiana Pacers holding a very comfortable 25-point lead. And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. The The Heat shooting 31%, not looking sharp offensively, to say the least. We've got Cook. He's out there with Brown. And it's Millsap in at the 4 spot. That's the group in the game for the Heat. The shot, no good. Good D by Parker. The Pacers shooting has just been outstanding tonight. 56% as a team in this game. It's hauled in by Brown. Brown's got his 5th rebound in this one. Moving it up. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
And I just love it when the fast break results in a high percentage look. Not always the case these days.
You know, Smitty, every team at some point faces some locker room turmoil. How tough is it to balance team chemistry?
You know, it's very tough. Sometimes you have those 1 or 2 player additions that it just changes the dynamic of your team. Sometimes you lose a leader. He might not be the best player. Then a lot of times guys are playing for contracts, and some guys get a little bit upset because they figure they're playing for their individual success versus team. But when you have that right chemistry, it is beautiful.
From 10 feet out, that's all good, and that's his 5th basket of the game. He's shooting 5 for 11 now.
And love how assured Brown looks taking these shots. His mid-range game is on point when he's squaring up like that. They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Passes it to Fourier. Here's Okpala. He's covered by Warren. Fourier passes to Okpala. Brown outside. Pacers with the rebound. Turner's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Tries again. A beautiful reverse layup.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
The pass to Fourier. A 3 ball. A 3-pointer is right on target. Fourier's got 5 points so far.
And when you've got a big man who can shoot from distance like that, what a huge advantage.
This break gives us the chance to see which teams have been the most successful in the transition game this month. In third, the Pacers.
I mean, they have really hit their stride in terms of that transition game. No doubt about it. They are playing at a great pace.
And so he makes both from the line. Miami's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Here is Cook. He's covered by Hudson. And it's Brown missing. Indiana leading by 23. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, easy call.
And he makes the first. Bird, he's checked in for the Heat. And he makes the first, but misses the second. Cook kicks to Bird. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Shot clock at 6. He doesn't hit that one. So Indiana will take it the other way. Pass to Hudson. Knocked away. Out to Parker. To the inside. Wants to get it to Turner and does. Paul Millsap with the rebound.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
The rim protection at its finest. The result is the same whether you block the shot or simply change it.
And the foul on Miles Turner. That's his first foul. And some changes here for the Pacers. Mirotic is checked in for Miles Turner, and it's C.J. McCollum in for T.J. Warren. Outside Millsap. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it.
Yeah, just not on the same page. Unfortunate, wasted possession.
McCollum outside. Some nice passing here by Indiana. A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Here's Parker. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Numbers this year.
Here's McCollum. 5 points in the game. Has to be Bitadze. Lays it up off the glass. Bitadze's got 5 now.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammates after that one.
Miami's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. Hamilton, the pass to Hardaway. Kick out to Hamilton. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
And let's review some numbers for McCollum. Averaging 15 points a game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Because he gives you someone to build your offense around. You can count on his nightly production.
Here's Sharge. A second chance effort. It's another look. And the basket is good.
Down the stretch, this is when they need him the most. And he is delivering.
And Miami shooting at 36%. They really seem out of sync offensively. Now Hamilton, 5 points in the game. So the wing on the left. Just 5 on the clock. Hardaway with a wide open look. No good on the triple.
At some point, when you recognize someone's this out of rhythm, you have to shift to something else.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
To the paint, here's Hero. Got a hand on it. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it, the fast break chance. 2 points, that one goes. 6 points for him.
And great hustle to turn that block shot into a fast break opportunity. Big time play on both ends.
Holiday against Hamilton. Now here is Hardaway. He's guarded closely. Got a piece of it. Taken away by Holiday. And another fast break chance here for the Pacers. Here we go. Second shot opportunity. Good. That's another bucket. He's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss.
To the left wing. Here's Hero. Cans the shot from the wing. Hero's got his second basket of the game.
And with those points, he puts an end to that 10-0 run by the Pacers. And that's his MO. Sometimes he can score more points by himself than the rest of the team.
Miami's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6.
And you talk about shot makers. C.J. McCollum, one of the best in the game. From mid-range, you could argue he's the best, flat out.
And the officials call him for a 3-second violation.
And when you're trying to cut into a lead, you can ill afford mistakes like that.
You know what it is, a lack of concentration. That's a momentum killer.
And the Heat making a change here. Malone's checked in. Turner's checked in for the Pacers. Warren comes in for McCollum.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
The Heat shooting around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently. Hero passes to Hardaway. Takes the 3. Doesn't go for him. So the Pacers will take it the other way.
You know what, though? They keep calling his number despite the difficult quarter he's had. I don't think the D has an answer for him right now. He is just getting any shot he wants.
And Miami shooting in the second half so far about 45%. Hamilton outside. Shoots from 12. Scott laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
This is what the analytics prefer. Shots at the rim or from 3.
And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there.
That's a jump ball.
Miami with the ball. Outside Hardaway. No good from 11 feet. And so it's Indiana with a major 39-point lead here at the end of the quarter. And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And for the Pacers, they're shooting it very well tonight, around 57%. And a look at the five for the Pacers to start the fourth quarter. We've got Miles Turner. Warren is out there with Sharch. And it's Holiday in at the point guard position. The NBA looking to improve officiating, Smitty. They'd like to revise the rule book to more closely match the way the game is played. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, we have to evolve. I think now the game has evolved to more three-point shots, so you got to look at also defense, hand checking, and now we're talking a lot about, you know, room for guys to land, whether it's a foul or not. So I think it will evolve, and it should be because the game is evolving.
Hero, no good on that one. Some solid defense from Sharch. And so Holiday will bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. Comes up empty down low. Here's Hero, guarded by Holiday. Hero passes to Stevens.
This could be a problem. That's his fourth foul with plenty of basketball left to play.
And it's the Heat with the ball. This one for three. The Heat rebound. Here's Hero. Drains the three-pointer.
And you're asking for more trouble than you can handle if you're going to let him just roam free from beyond the arc.
And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Oh, nasty. This building is stunned. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there. Harrison passes to Hero. You know, Steve, the business part of the NBA, very strong. But Commissioner Silver doesn't want to be complacent either.
No, he doesn't. He's always been forward-thinking. They're doing a good job of being proactive. They're doing a good job of just throwing out ideas. And what I love the most, Kevin, working with the Players Association.
I'm with you. The first one falls.
Number 28.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Miami's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth.
Oh, my goodness. His fifth foul. One more, and he's done for the evening.
Rudy Gay's checked in for Sharch. Here's Hero. A steal. And got it! Another basket.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal in offensive onslaught. Ball's knocked loose. Malone passes to Hero. Here's Steffens. He's covered by Warren. Lock at 6. Hero, no good. The Pacers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Gay in the corner. Three-pointer. The Pacers keeping it going. A new 14-second clock. Hits the front of the rim and out. Heat shooting around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently. Here's Hero. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Steve, for players, success brings so many opportunities, but sometimes blitz and the glamour and the lifestyle get in the way of success on the basketball court.
You know it does, Kevin. A lot of these guys have a lot of things going off the court, and you want to encourage that. It's just when anything off the court starts to affect on the court, then it becomes a problem. Some guys can handle it from the beginning. Others need to mature before they can find that balance.
The Pacers making a switch here. Williams is checked in.
You know, throughout his career, Taj Gibson has proven to be a valuable role player. Pretty good on both ends of the floor. Can do a little bit of everything.
Harrison passes to Bird. True on the 14-footer. Bird's got 22.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Here's the thing. He's a guy who will go on hot streaks for you over a number of games.
Oh, he is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think. Puts up a three. The Pacers pull it in. And up the court come the Pacers on the break. He got it again. Sensational.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal in offensive onslaught. Here's Harrison. He's guarded by Williams. Stephens can't get it to go. For Indiana, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Well, we know, Steve, the NBA looking at lowering the draft eligibility age from 19 to 18. The one-and-dones would be gone. You like the move?
I do like the move, Kevin. I would just love to have a lot of things in place for these younger guys, whether they're 18, 19, some guys at 25, just something in place to help these guys, especially some of the things they're having problems with off the court and also financially. Have some kind of third eye to be able to help these guys.
And this is where the G League comes into play, isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
Bird outside. Pass to Stevens. Here's Harrison. Fires the three. It's hauled in by Gay, but they'll get another chance. Now the feed to Mirotic. Another shot. The shot misses. And it's Miami the other way. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That will complete this 4-game homestand. Bird kicks to Harrison. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
And when you're trying to cut into a lead, you can ill afford mistakes like that.
You know what it is, a lack of concentration. That's a momentum killer.
Feeds to Gibson. Nice D from Scott.
There is the value of great rim protection without fouling, forcing the miss.
Miami no good on that time either. And here are the Pacers now. They're on a 16-7 run. And players now, Steve, more able to dictate where they want to play. How has free agency changed since you came into the NBA?
I think the signing of shorter contracts, Kevin, guys with player options. And then I think also for a lot of players, they're not taking as much money, leaving money on the table because the endorsement deals off the court is making up for some of their money on the court.
Trying to get open is Gibson. Can't connect from short range. And Miami shooting poorly, just 35% so far. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And the pass to Harrison. He feeds it to Scott. And the rebound goes to the Pacers.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want defending that shot.
You know what he did? He timed it well and did a good job of contesting without committing the foul.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
Turning defense into offense. Every coach talks about it. Perfect example right there.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Expanding upon this league, trying to close it out. He's really stepped up.
He can't get that one, and Indiana will go the other way with it. With the floater. We were just talking about this, Steve, as the game of basketball always evolves. You look at the WNBA now. The quality of play there is terrific.
The talent level in the WNBA is at an all-time high. I love watching and gaining some tricks on how they play the game. And also, Kevin, athletically, there's a lot of young ladies being able to dunk the basketball now.
Absolutely amazing. You're right, Steve. Hamilton's checked in for Bird. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
I love how hard he's playing, really, since the break. All the defense can do at this point is foul him.
Good on both. Here's Hamilton. And Mirotic sends it back. They retain possession. Here's Scott. It's rebounded by Indiana. Mirotic has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Harrison with the rebound.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
No good from Hamilton.
Meeting right at the rim. He typically converts in those situations. Not this time.
That one misses. And Miami the other way now. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Straight rim rocker.
It looked like Greg for a second, like he might rip the cylinder loose. Steve, you know, there is some hostility we're finding between the media, some teams and players, boycotting of certain journalists. Coach Steve Kerr said it's a dangerous situation. What's your view?
You know, I think it is from a standpoint of, from a players and organization with the media, but I think also the media, somebody's going to have to police those guys as well. We got to have it where we're both on the same team. You might not agree, but you got to be on the same team.
I agree.
In the flick of a switch, going from defense to offense.
That was great anticipation on the steal. A gamble that paid off.
Goes up again. Yes, that goes in.
Riding the hot hand, and why not? If something's working, keep going to it.
Let's go. Again, the Heat good for 2. Indiana's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
First one falls for him. He's perfect from the line this time. And it's Harrison with the ball for the Heat. Hamilton outside. A three-pointer, no good.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Kicks it to Gibson. Gay outside. Poked loose. Makes it off the glass.
I tell you what, I don't know what he did in the locker room, but he needs to do a little bit more of it because he's on fire.
1:57 left in the 4th quarter of this one. Pass to Gibson. Outside Holiday. Indiana moving it around. Has to be Johnson. Shot clock at 5. Indiana needs to get a shot off. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Fantastic anticipation. He has active hands. Even though he doesn't come away with the turnover, he's disrupting their offensive flow.
1:32 left to play here in the 4th. Here's Hamilton. Count the basket and the foul. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game.
どうもレイレオさん、そうっすね。今はシクサーズ、いやレイカーズからどうだっけ、ラプターズになってシクサーズになってペーサーですね。そんな感じです。
9 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Here's Hudson. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they control the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that about wraps it up. Now for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
And we welcome you back. I'm Ernie Johnson. We got Shaq here. We got Kenny here. With this one in the books, we've got a special post-game guest joining us.
Hey, Shaq here. I appreciate the double-double effort tonight. Aggressive on the glass and scoring the rock. Talk about your mindset coming in.
I think collectively, we were all...
And that's going to do it for tonight. For Kenny.
Devastating news for Anthony Davis as we learn that he's going to be out for quite a bit of time with this latest injury.
Devastating. Might be laying it on a bit thick there, Hank.
Are you kidding with his injury history? I'm sorry, but this is a big deal. You got to wonder at some point if he's one of these big men who's going to have his career cut short by injuries. The league is littered with these guys. There's Yao Ming, there's Bill Walton, there's Greg Oden, Sam Bowie, the list goes on and on.
That's overrated. It happens to everyone, not just centers.
Okay, look, I'm not saying I want this to happen, but I am worried. That's all. What do you guys think? How serious is this injury in light of the Browns' injury history? We'll be taking your calls after this quick break. This is Hank and the Hornet on 98.9 The Flex, the official home of your Indiana Pacers.
Get hip or get stung.
Yeah.
And a look behind the curtain here. Final preparations for the challenge ahead. Hoping to come out of the gates strong. The mighty Mississippi River carving its path through Memphis, Tennessee, where we're coming to you from tonight. There is no better way to start off the new year than with the NBA here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge joins us from the sideline. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Sharch.
And it's striking how much his three-point shooting has improved this month. His long-range percentage is coming up, and it's going to give them a lift as a team. You can never have enough reliable threats from beyond the arc.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. They've got Jabari Parker, C.J. McCollum out there with Hudson, and there's Miles Turner. And for Memphis, Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Morant is out there with Powell, and it's Clark in at the 3, the small forward. And a New Year's Day game, Clark. Any chance that some of these players feeling a little slower, perhaps than usual?
You know, Kevin, there's a good chance, but it's not just New Year's Day. I know you're implying that New Year's Eve would lead to a lot of revelry and extracurriculars, but that can happen during the regular season, too, depending on the city that players are in. And I would...
どうもトイレ行ってました。どのくらいの選手知ってるかっては大体知ってるんじゃないですか。2000年代らへんは知ってるんじゃないですか。2010年代もぐらいからのも知ってるんじゃないですか。絶対知ってますよ、多分。
No good that time. Now the Grizzlies taking the other one. Coming off that win against Minnesota.
And you gotta love a team that can maintain its composure on the road. Take good shots and...
Well, efficiency is critical, and I love how they ran their offense and got quality shots.
Oh, power on that. He is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think.
Without question, a crowd pleaser to the 10th degree.
Morant with it, picked up by Turner. Here's the floater. No good from Valanciunas.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
And the rejection by Jackson. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Shot clock at 6. Here's Turner.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It goes on C.J. McCollum.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. There's the triple. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Grizzlies have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That'll be his second foul of the game.
I think he has to play more conservative from this point on. I mean, that's 2 fouls already.
The Pacers making a change here. Warren's checked in, and Valanciunas kicks to Clark. Some nice passing there by Memphis. Pass to Morant. The 3. They get it back. No good from Clark. Pacers have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Launches it. It's Clark with the rebound. Memphis has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Powell down low. Jackson dishes to Morant. Pass to Valanciunas. Shot, and it's sent back by Turner.
What timing from Turner. I mean, that's a big part of blocking shots. Reading the shooter.
俺はマイアミヒートにレブロン、ウェイド、クリス・ボッシュいた自体が一番好きだな。ゲームでヒートしか使わないからな。なるほど。ビッグスリーっすよね。あの時のレイアレン、現役引退の時のレイアレンも好きっすけどね。やっぱヒート優勝決めた時のあの日、レイアレンも好きっすけどね。あとやっぱ僕ディフェンスの人好きなんで、やっぱヒートにいたバティエっていう坊主の選手、あの人もいいっすね。あとマイク・ミラーとかもいいっすよね、ヒートにいた。なんといっても欠かせないのがやっぱヒートっつったらハッスルムっすよ。いいっすね。しかもあの時のビッグスリーはいいっすね。僕もそのぐらいっすね、バスケ見始めたのは。
It's one thing to find good looks, but you've got to finish when you get them, and he does at a fantastic rate.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Elton's checked in. Memphis is gone 1 of 3.
なるほど、スパーですか。いや、あの時の SS と ヒートのねファイナルすごかったですもんね。しびれましたね。いいっすね。もうあの時のパーカーとジノビルとダンカンはもういないっすからね。寂しいっすよ、引退しちゃって。ダニー・グリーンは今レイカーズにいますよ。確かにベータいいっすね。まだいけるかなと思ったんですけど、年ですからしゃあないっすよね、引退は。あの時のジノビリがまた去年から帰ってきたんですよ。ベリーネリか、ベリーネリが。確かにいいっすね。あとユーロステップもなかなかキモいっすね、ジノビリは。
And it's a big asset for this team. I mean, he blocks out on the defensive glass, and then he keeps balls alive at the offensive end.
ジノビリはえぐい。
Here's Melton. He's covered by Hudson. And the dunk by Jackson.
ナッシュもいいっすね。最後レイカーズでね、怪我なきゃね来たけど、怪我なきゃ、ハムストリングの怪我なきゃよかったっすけど、しょうがないっすね。
Here's Melton. He's covered by Hudson. Here's Melton.
Buries him down low. How about that wonderful floater he has, showing off an exquisite touch.
Scored the basket. His fourth. He's only missed one of his 5 shots tonight.
2004年のことっすか、それは。ハワードとナッシュ入れた時っすか、それ。レイカーズ集めた時っていうのは。ハワードいた時っすか。確かにそうっすね。でもあれはコービーが最後の最後で怪我なきゃいいとこまで行ったんじゃないかと僕は思ってるんですよね、最後。あとそのハワードを入れる前にバイナムっていうセンターの有望株がいたんですけど、その選手が今のシリーズでいう実質そんな集めてたかな。確かにハワードとナッシュ補強してガソルはもともといたし、ワールドピースももともといたし、バイナムもな、ボーリングなんかで怪我しなきゃ多分ハワード入れずに多分ずっとバイナムで行ってたと思うんですけどね。多分もったいないっすよね。本来ナッシュがレイカーズ入ってなきゃ今のラプターズにいるローリーをレイカーズはもらおうとしてましたからね。すごいっすね。
In their meetings last year, they split the season series. Happens a fair amount between teams from the East and West.
You know, when you only see a team twice a year, Greg, it's hard to really get a good understanding of who they are or a good feel for them. And oftentimes that can lead to a series split.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis.
ローズはかわいそうっすね。
Gordon Hayward comes in for Clark and Winslow subbed in for
ローズ戻ってきたらまた怪我して、戻ってきたらまた怪我してるのが多かったから、でも本当に今ピストンズにいてカムバックしてると思いますわ、本当に。あと去年、一昨年のティンバーの時のローズの50点試合はマジでやばかったっすね。感動しちゃいましたね、あれは。
In the corner, it's Hayward. Three-pointer. They get the rebound. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
そうっすね。回復は繰り返しちゃいますよね。本当のジョーダンいたとこのチームでローズ、そうっすね、ブルーズですね。いやでも逆にあの時のブルーズはローズがいたら本当に優勝は多分してたと思うんですよね。メンバーがすごい良かったっすよ。メンバーがすごい良かった。メンバーがローズいなくてもすごい強かった。
And then he lays it in with the circus move.
So smooth. He could have messed that up trying for a big slam. Nice work going to the layup.
Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Winslow is out there with Morant, and it's Clark in at the three. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. You know, Greg, when he came into the league, Hayward looked so young. You almost don't recognize him now.
I mean, the suit of armor from his time in the weight room and the hair looking sharp to match.
今の時代どこ強いですか？今はやっぱバックス、ヤニス・アデトクンボっていう選手がいるんですけど、ギリシャの代表のその選手がもうえぐいっすね。やばいっすね。でやっぱ今は、僕はやっぱ推してるんで、やっぱレイカーズが強いんじゃないですか。レブロンがいるし、アンソニー・デイビスいるし。昔はあんま強くなかった。でもなんつうんですか、確かにヤニスが出る前ヤニスが新人の前はちょっとあれでしたね。下位争いドアマットでしたね。結構でモンテエリスと誰だっけな、あれウォリアーズ、今はウォリアーズは残念ですけど、トンプソンの怪我、カーリーの怪我とかがあって、もうダメですね。去年のあれが痛すぎて、今シーズンは最下位じゃなかったかな、確か。やべウォリアーズは多分来季もきついかな。怪我がなきゃ多分大丈夫だと思いますけど、多分結構きついですね。そうですね、怪我でトンプソンが怪我でちょっときついですね。あと人も今結構若手ばっかでダメなんじゃないですかね。
Well, Kevin, Jaren Jackson Jr. is the son of an NBA player. And I'm so old, I covered his dad in college. Growing up, his parents...
ディアンジェロ・ラッセルも来たけど、多分ダメじゃないですかね。ウィギングスと交換して、今のところウィギングスがどう成長するかぐらいじゃないですか、今は。あと若手がどう育つかみたいな。ウエストブルックは今ロケッツですね。ハーデンと組んでます。昔のサンダーみたいな感じのコンビが見れて嬉しいですね、僕は。その時のサンダー僕見たことないですけど。
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg.
ヒゲ、そうそう、ハーデンのとこですね。ハーデンと今コンビ組んでますね。
Your NBA career, you always wore number 33. How'd you end up picking that number?
Well, it goes back to my idolization of Lou Alcindor at the time, who is now known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was the first big, graceful guy I saw do a little bit of everything in his days at UCLA, and then I digested all kinds of books and stories about him and just really admired his work on and off the court. Because he wore 33, I chose 33.
Even though he's smaller, Morant does not lack assertiveness, which comes in handy.
パウガソルは今、そうですね、引退扱いじゃないですか、今。一応今、どこにいるんだろう。あれ今、どことも契約してないんかな、今。去年は一応、あれどこだっけ。去年は一応バックスにいたんかな。バックスにいたけど今は違うですね。今は契約ないんじゃないですか、多分。ガソル怪我もあったし、そんな感じですね。
Off on the layup.
Boy, that defense smothered him in there. Love the intensity.
And it's Clark in the corner. Puts up a three. Good, and the nice assist from Winslow. Winslow's got 4 assists now tonight.
And this is what the coaching staff loves when they watch Clark, wanting to improve his shooting off the catch.
And he jams it with authority.
He got fancy with that one.
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
And I like it, Kevin and Greg. I mean, some coaches might want to see just a sure-handed lay-in there, but for me, I don't mind a little extra.
Here's Valanciunas. Points for him last game against Minnesota.
Great reflexes to get a hand on that pass and go the other way with it.
On the wing, Turner. Down low. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
And so he hits both. And so here's Memphis. It's a 5-point game. Winslow, the pass to Morant. Throws it up high, and he lays in the alley-oop.
A nice finish there. Morant taking advantage of the defense. Someone actively looking to score whenever he can. And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
Boy, and I used to love going up and jamming it down like that, guys.
Kicks to Hudson. Indiana moving it around. And it's McCollum in the corner. 6 to shoot. From 12 feet out. No good off the front iron.
Not much falling for him this quarter, guys, and you can sense his frustration.
Pass to Clark. Fires from the line. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
And I love that range there from Clark. At this point in his development, it's not as daunting as trying to be a consistent 3-ball shooter.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Indiana.
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
D'Anthony Melton, he's checked in for Winslow. And the Pacers also making a change. T.J. Warren, he's checked in for C.J. McCollum. Pass to Turner. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
Gordon Hayward's checked in for Jaren Jackson. In Indiana with a change here, too. Aaron Holiday is checked in for Hudson. Passes it to Morant. To the paint. Here's Clark. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
The feed to Turner. Parker trying to free himself up. But they get it back. Goes back up. That shot is off. Hayward with some nice D.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
We're seeing more and more young coaches in the NBA. Think this is a trend? Is it completely circumstantial? What's your view on it?
Well, I think you've got more younger coaches that are capable and able to coach. And the league is quite young, too. I think it's a current trend. But we've seen that before in decades past when it seems the wave of coaches are younger. I think it's more or less kind of the cycle of life that we see across a lot of different industries.
Morant. Holiday with the defensive effort.
Boy, he's got to be disappointed in the result there. I mean, the defender really didn't make any impact at all.
Wasted no time on that one. Holiday's got his first basket of the night. The Grizzlies trail by 5. And that one's good. Morant.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Here's a peek now at the 2K leaderboard. This year, these teams have made the most of their offensive rebounds. 5th best, the Grizzlies.
And just having a terrific year on the offensive glass, it's because everybody buys in. Not just the big men, but even the guards are getting in on the act.
Count it, and the Pacer lead has been cut down to just 2 points from the bucket from Hayward.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
And he throws it down hard with one hand.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
Here's Morant. Here's Favors. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Favors got 6 points.
No surprise there. I mean, realizing he has the size advantage, he exploits it perfectly.
23 seconds left to play here in the second quarter.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Now here's Morant, guarded by Holiday. And here's Morant. The tray.
Oh, my goodness! Before the horn!
How about that?
And a huge three there to chop the lead down as we go into the break. Still anyone's game.
It's time now to go courtside as we send.
Thanks a lot. Derek, you came out.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here. Welcome back. The calendar has flipped over, and so have we, into the second half of our broadcast. Indiana's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the three-point shot tonight. On the court for Indiana. Parker out there with Miles Turner. Then there's Hudson. Then there's McCollum. And Turner stays with it.
Boy, how about the determination of Turner? I mean, he's a wrecking ball on the glass on both ends of the floor. Just doesn't give up on plays.
Now here's Powell. There's the pass to Morant. Powell kicks to Morant. 6 on the shot clock. The dish to Valanciunas. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Boy, Valanciunas, a mountain of a man, a solid big guy who scores well and provides a lot of length and muscle inside.
Jackson, he's checked in for Memphis.
Well, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's big guys.
And out of bounds as the Grizzlies gain possession. Memphis trailing here. Morant with it. McCollum against Powell. Just 5 to shoot. Morant with a wide open look. They get it again. Knocks it loose. The Pacers have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for McCollum.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the
case. Derek Favors checked in for the Grizzlies. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
Second team foul.
And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. To the middle for the tie. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Well, how do you think great coaches go about making that connection with their players?
Well, it starts with being candid and holding the player accountable. Great players want to and need to be coached. And great coaches find a way to do that effectively for that individual and for the team.
Two free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And now we get a chance to see how the Grizzlies are doing in the NBA rankings right now.
You know, you talked about their spot in the shot blocking rankings. Their length and presence inside is not to be taken lightly. And trust me, their opponents are very conscious of it every time they drive the ball.
Morant buries it from three-point range. Morant's got 16.
The whole package. Morant gives you everything, including range.
Indiana moving it around to the inside, and that one's good. Parker, 15 points in the game.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear, it's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
Right side Favors. Over Parker, and too long on the shot. Pacers have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Here's Hudson. Tries again. And the layup is up and in. 32 points in the game.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
Here's Morant. That's a basket. His 8th from the field, 8 of 14.
How about the handles from the young fella? Give Morant credit for taking the initiative and capitalizing. And guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatics.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness.
Yeah, I'm with you, Kevin, there. I mean, I can't fault the guy for adding a little flavor to things. I'm fine. Even if he'd have missed it, I don't mind him taking a chance to spruce it up a little bit.
And the rejection by Favors. Here's Clark, and it's blocked. Parker outside, inside, And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Jonas Valanciunas, and he knocks down the first one. The Grizzlies making a change here. Winslow's checked in. Saric has checked in for the Pacers. Williams comes in for Hudson. Here's Morant. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark.
And guys, I know there are a lot of questions right now defensively for this team. There's no doubt about that.
And another miss by Memphis. And here's Saric. He'll bring it up for the Pacers. Leading by 5.
Guys, it's a one-man show out there. I mean, he looks like he's willing to handle all of the offensive duties for his team.
Here's Morant. 20 points for him. Favors passes to Valanciunas. Shoots over Turner. No good from Valanciunas.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
Winslow dishes to Valanciunas. Good work defensively by Turner.
Trailing here in the game, you can look at his performance as a direct indicator of why they're losing.
You gotta love his aggressiveness to finish inside.
Well, his leaping ability gives him a great advantage.
Fellas, that's exactly why they look to get him the ball around the rim. I mean, it's either a dunk or free throws every time.
And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That will be foul number 5 on him. Warren's checked in for the Pacers. Now Powell. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Looking to end the run, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That's on Lou Williams. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Indiana.
You know, with their fast break operating so efficiently, I mean, you can see why they've gone with it throughout the game.
And also, guys, they take a lot of pride in their ability to rebound the basketball, especially on the offensive end. This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Yeah, you know what? And I think they've just got to keep on keeping on. Keep drawing contact, attacking, getting to the line. That will certainly give them a chance to get back into the game.
Here's Turner. It's rebounded by Derek Favors. Favors got his 4th rebound in this one.
Boy, quickly becoming a real force defensively. Miles Turner, one of the league's premier shot blockers.
Here's Saric, and slam dunk by Saric.
You know, in close, he's capable of hammering it down, and that's why you got to keep Saric away from the basket.
The Grizzlies trail by 9. Taken away by Williams. And up the court come the Pacers on the break, and slam dunk by Saric.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
Here's Powell. The shot comes out, and it's the Pacers taking it the other way. And you look at the job description for an elite defensive big man. Nowadays, it's not enough to just protect the rim.
No, you've got to be able to move your feet and also defend on the perimeter as well. And that's where Turner's quick feet have helped him. He's able to guard smaller players and recover to the lane. And that's a nice combination.
Now here's Morant. Not a lot of room. Baseline try. Second shot opportunity. And Favors kicks to Winslow. Five to shoot. Tough break there. Shot after shot. They couldn't get anything to fall. And stolen by Favors. And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here. Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. Look at Indiana. They're way down there in the conference standings, looking for a lot of improvement during the second half of the season.
I think for the Pacers, they talked all offseason about how this year was going to be different. Nobody bought into it then, and nobody's buying into it now.
Yeah, and it's too bad, really unfortunate, because I did think the potential was there. But at this stage, I think we've seen their best, and it's not going to be good enough this season.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. Jaren Jackson, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Gordon Hayward comes in for Derek Favors. And it's DeAnthony Melton in for Norman Powell. To the middle, here's Morant. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. T.J. Warren picks one up.
And purely from a physical standpoint, John Morant has it all. The height, the long arms, the frame to put on more weight. And few players are more explosive athletically.
The Grizzlies making a switch here. Valanciunas is checked in. And with Morant, you not only get the physical attributes, Greg, you get the mental toughness and awareness.
Yeah, this kid loves to compete. The bigger the game, the bigger he plays. I think we're looking at a potential all-NBA performer when it's all said and done.
Indiana leading by 12. Right side Holiday. Lets it go from 11. There's another block.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. For Memphis, they have shot the ball pretty well from the line, going 8 of 11.
And when you got a team percentage of about 81%, you're going to be one of the elites in this league.
Really, guys, it's just come together for them at the charity stripe this season. I mean, the confidence is there, and so too are the results.
Here's Vitadze, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
Offensive rebound. The Grizzlies trail by 12. Out left to the wing. Here's Melton. Offensive rebound. Valanciunas. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
And he's pretty relentless inside. Valanciunas gets after it down low. It might not always look pretty, but he makes the most of his chances in the paint.
Low block shot on the way. Rebounded by Jackson. Jackson's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Here's Hayward, and with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. Hayward's got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it.
Trying to get open is Mirotic.
And let's quickly take a look at the stats for Hayward. How's the last month of basketball been for him? He's around 14 points per game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. The contributions he's been making on the floor have been a boon for this team. Great stretch of games for him.
Yeah, you know, they've given him more responsibility, and he's responded. And the way he's going, I think his role is only going to increase.
Powell, he's checked in for DeAnthony Melton. Hudson's checked in for Indiana. Powell, the pass to Jackson. Now here's Morant. He's covered by Hudson. That's in, and the Pacer lead is cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Morant.
I tell you what, guys, there's not much more he can do. I mean, he's been on fire, yet they still trail in this game.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, tampering is a touchy subject, but it's a word we're hearing more often. Teams want to retain their star players, but they know that there's always talk during a season. Now, teams can only express interest in a player when he hits free agency. Players can talk amongst each other freely all season. Star players like LeBron James are tied into their front offices. And some people wonder if there's much of a difference between what the player says and what his team is thinking. Evan?
Good point, David. Thank you. The shake. And he lays it up and in.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Well, that might be fair, Greg, but I wouldn't want to take away from what he did in that last game. I mean, let's just say it's a pretty nice run he's on, no matter how you decide to frame it up.
Here's Valanciunas. 11 feet out, and he hits it. Valanciunas has got 8 points in the quarter.
He didn't have a single point in the first half. Bagel, 0 points, nada. He's starting to get into the groove here in the second.
In the corner, it's Hayward. Again, Memphis.
And have to commend the unselfish attitude. Like how Morant just recognized the open man and the ball was right there.
The Grizzlies pull it in. Valanciunas has got rebound number 8 now on the night. Powell for 3. Pacers with the rebound. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Next up for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Rebounded by Jackson. The Grizzlies trail by 4. Shoots it up. And it's Memphis with another. Indiana's gone 5 of 9 when they put up the 3-point shot tonight. Pass to Bitadze. From down in the low post, it goes. Vitadze's got 11 points.
They've been going to him an awful lot this game, and you can see why. He's pouring it on.
That one drops for him.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
And Hayward at the stop.
Terrific dime there. Morant realizing his responsibility to share the wealth with his teammates.
Dishes to Warren. 4 seconds left. And the rejection by Jackson. No good on that one. So it's Gordon Hayward making things happen for Memphis. A grand total of 28 points for him in the game now. They have no answer for him defensively. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that.
Favors checked in for Jackson. The Pacers making a switch here. Hayward out there with Clark. Then there's Norman Powell. Then it's Morant, and it's Favors in at the 5. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
And good. There's another.
My goodness. 50 for the game.
Yep, he is putting on a show. Down low, here's Hayward. That shot no good. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. Out to Parker. Run past the arc. The Grizzlies pull it in. Favors has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Indiana leading by 7. A fadeaway. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. And here's Morant. And it's sent back by Turner. Again, what an avalanche.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. It's tipped. And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here. Valanciunas is checked in for the Grizzlies. Favors finds Powell. Now here's Morant. Here's Valanciunas. From 16 feet away, he cans it.
Boy, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
Oh, the lob to Parker. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Really like the chemistry and the connection Parker has with his teammates. He's really awesome at connecting and finishing on those lob passes.
Pass to Morant. Over Hudson. And it's Morant missing. Pacers leading by 9. Parker outside. Second chance shot. And Derek Favors pulls it down. Favors got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And it's Morant missing.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
Boy, and I used to love going up and jamming it down like that guy.
And the foul on Miles Turner. That is his first foul of the game. Warren's checked in for Sharch.
Third team foul. Substitution.
To the inside. Here's Valanciunas. And it's off the back rim. No good.
You know, scoring efficiency has been low, and it's not helping them on the scoreboard.
Parker. Great D that time from Favors. The Grizzlies trail by 11. Poked away. Fast break. Here comes Indiana. Here's Parker. He goes up again. Goes up with it again. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That free throw missing. Clark, there are a lot of factors a free agent puts into selecting the new team that he goes. Talk about the factors that aren't basketball for these free agents.
Well, I think you could see some of them if you gave it some thought, Kevin. You think about it, market size, nightlife for some guys is important, business opportunities when you think about places like Silicon Valley or New York or Los Angeles, season of life for the individual player in terms of his family and where he might want to reside after he's done playing. So there are a number of different things that contribute to free agents making moves from one team to the next.
Now, did you have a family, Clark, when you played your last couple years in the NBA?
We were without children, but it was Rosie and I. We've been married 4 years, and then our family started right after I retired.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Memphis' head coach had some words for the team during the break. No surprise, he was not happy with the turnovers. He told them, we are giving this one away, guys. We've got to be more careful with the ball, play within the offense, and get good open shots. Kevin?
You know, he's just chucking it up from distance this quarter. If you're going to do this, especially in the second half, you better make them.
The Grizzlies trail by 12. Here's Morant, and they cash in right away with the quick shot. Morant's got 14 points here in the second half. Indiana's gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. 6 of 13. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And one difference this half is that when they get to the line, they're converting. And this team will make you pay when they get chances at the free throw line. It's helped them pull ahead here today.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Pass to Powell. Launches a 3. The rebound by Turner.
You know, he's not a knockdown shooter from there, but when you're that uncovered, you almost are forced to take it.
Memphis has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Here's Morant, and he converts the layup. Morant's got 6 here in this quarter.
Proving how dominant he can be. When Morant is shooting with confidence, it really allows him to take over.
Lets it fly, and once again off the mark by Indiana. The Grizzlies trail by 10. Foul for 3. No good. And another one falls.
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition. Now here's Morant. He's guarded closely. It's Powell on the wing. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Pacers leading by 12. Parker left side. That counts. He's put up 13 shots, and he's had 8 of those go in.
Man, you can just see how polished Parker is inside. His post game just shines and glows and glitters. I mean, if he gets the ball in a good spot, he's really comfortable going to work.
And it's Clark in the corner. That 3 off the mark.
Nothing's going his way since the horn. I mean, looks like he used up all his makes in the last quarter.
Well, part of their game plan was to block out the noise and just stay focused.
And what's been impressive is that it's not been any one player. It's been a collective effort, contributions from everybody.
Now the pass to Morant. Back to Powell. Clark, you and I are amazed at how the global interest of the NBA has just gone through the roof. The league has made a lot of right moves, I think, in this area.
They sure have, Kevin. I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, the international reach through what coaches in this country have done in teaching the game and promoting the game, not just coaches but players as well. I think there's something about the game of basketball that just really transcends cultures. The pace of the game, the personality of the players, the creativity of the game, all of that lends itself to being so popular globally.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies. They're down by 15. 1:05 left in the fourth quarter. So Memphis ends up going with the new group.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Pacers.
If they had to battle for this win, there were times when it looked like it was maybe slipping away a bit, but they never let that happen, which I thought was a real credit to them.
And that's a product of their mental toughness. Anytime the floor of the game turned against them, instead of caving, they just dialed it up a notch and were able to pull away.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And in a two-game season series, you always want to take charge of game one, and exactly what they're doing here tonight against Memphis.
Jones kicks to Anderson. Back to Jones. Lobbed up there for Anderson. Deft touch on the alley-oop.
Oh, what a beautiful pass. And then to catch and finish all in one motion. Stupendous.
An alley-oop like that, Greg, is so rare you just got to take a second and enjoy it.
And you know what, fellas? You've got to really, really admire somebody with the confidence to even try a pass like that.
They get a hand on it. To the paint. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Pacers lead by 19.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Boy, a fantastic performance. And I tell you something, I mean, you get roadkill, that's always a challenge in the NBA, no matter what. And they got it done.
So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. Tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Alden, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. See you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Time now to catch up with our special postgame guest.
Hey man, Kenny here. I thought you did a great job of keeping everyone.
You're one of the best at all times, man. 2.0.
I love it. And that'll wrap things up. Thank you for joining us. For Shaq, for Kenny, for Kevin Hart.
for joining us here on 2K Sports for NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Brent Berry. David Aldridge will join us momentarily from the sideline. And a chance to take a look at some numbers for him.
And guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different score than he had been earlier in the season. We'll find out if he can keep it going here tonight.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Barrett and Randall are in the forward positions. Then it's Robinson. Then there's Murray. And it's McKenzie in at the 2. And for the Pacers, we've got Parker. Hudson is out there with C.J. McCollum. And there's Miles Turner. Halfway through the season here, Brent, how do coaching staffs shake things up and keep things fresh over the long 82-game season?
I think coaches who are really smart, Kevin, can be a bit programmable where they're looking ahead at the schedule and saying there are blocks of games here in which we might try to change some of our defensive schemes, maybe over this 10-game stretch or 5-game stretch. Or
to keep things fresh or
yeah, because you can only do it on the mental side. As much as we talk about guys getting rested and sitting out games for maintenance issues and load management and those kind of things, the tweaks that you can make on the floor in terms of a couple of new sets on offense or defensively, let's make this challenge for the next few months, will grow the foundation of what coaching staffs are capable of doing with that team as they go on.
Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
Now here's Murray. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Heat in Miami.
And guys, what impressed me most was his passing. He constantly looked for the open man and found guys in great spots.
And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's on R.J. Barrett.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Indiana shooting their first free throws of the game. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. The Knicks have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
It's stolen. And a fast break now for the Pacers. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
Good job getting the ball and completing that play.
The defense producing easy looks. It just helps you conserve some energy for late in the game.
And here are the Knicks now, following the score by Indiana. Softly drops in the floater.
Making plays in traffic. This is where Barrett's most effective.
And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. That shot misses. Now the Knicks take it the other way. Randall kicks to Murray. And he lobs it up toward the rim. A slam dunk by Robinson.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through. Murray with it. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. And the pass to Barrett. Fires top of the key. Good, and the assist goes to Murray.
Nice looking shot there from Barrett. You can tell he's confident when he's shooting the ball.
And that one is hammered home.
Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim wrap.
Just a remarkable gem. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now. Now here's Murray. Over to the wing. Here's Barrett. Misses off the left iron.
Well, he's a guy they count on to produce from the mid-range. He doesn't miss too many open looks from there.
And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. Randall passes to Murray, and he uses the glass on the layup.
The man was wide open there, and Julius Randle understood the timing to get him the ball to get that score.
Pacers have gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. Robinson with the block. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Barrett is running. Here's Murray. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Indiana leading. Down low, Parker. It's rebounded by Barrett.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
The Pacers shooting 40% here in the early stages. A second chance effort. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And the foul goes against New York. Indiana shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And the first one at the line is good. And he makes both free throws. Knicks trail by 4. High arcing shot. He gets that one. Barrett's got 6.
With defenses usually playing him to drive, Barrett's developed a nice little floater for when he can't get to the rim. And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah, well, I settle for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that.
And so it's New York with it. The Pacers making the shot. That's good from Randall on the assist by Robinson.
So creative on offense. Randall getting more and more comfortable handling the ball and understanding where he can get to on specific possessions.
That one goes in.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. I did talk to New York's head coach. They did get a win in the last game against this team, but he told me we're facing a dynamite offense. We were lucky to get a win the last time. We need to have discipline and detail tonight and try to minimize mistakes. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you for that. Very interesting. GA, their focus on preventing a scoring burst early on.
And it's tough. Once you've lost momentum, to try and recapture it. They're relying on their defense to negate that up front.
Well, you'd love to live in that disruptive mode all night long, never allowing your opponent to get comfortable.
This is his first free throw of the game. And the first one drops.
After being picked 7th out of Kentucky back in 2014 by the Lakers, you remember Julius Randle, an auspicious start to his career, breaking his leg on his very first NBA game. That has not deterred him. Moved from LA to New Orleans, now to New York, an offensive force continuing to improve.
So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. And it's Parker with the ball, bringing it up for the Indiana Pacers. It's a 3-point game. Murray with the defensive effort.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
The Knicks making a switch here. Schroeder's checked in. On defense, Indiana. 3-point lead. Passes to McKenzie. Shot clock at 5. New York, no good that time either.
Time for some consideration in the passing category, maybe, Kevin. The shot is just not on. Get somebody else going.
And the effort never stops with him. No easy shots when he's on the floor.
Well, it's about the defensive end, and that's what guys feed off. He gives the effort down there at all times.
And so here is New York following the miss by Miles Turner. From deep 3-point range, and the rebound goes to the Pacers. Keep rolling here. Foul Memphis.
Mental toughness on the road. The arena was rocking, but they just got down to business and never let up.
Impressive to see them on the road just step up and have that kind of offensive performance.
Here's Schroeder. The Pacers making the shot. Kenzie passes to Robinson. Takes a shot at the elbow. Randall no good. Indiana leading by 5. Pass to McCollum. Lead pass was put in just the right spot.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And that mid-range jump shot discouraged for many players, but not for C.J. McCollum.
And I love the way that C.J. can just wind his way to spots on the floor and speeds up when he wants to, not when the defense is asking him to.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Pass to McKenzie. New York moving the ball around. Now, here's Barrett. He's tightly guarded, and the officials call a traveling violation. One of the standout performers recently. We have a chance now to recognize the Eastern Conference Player of the Week.
Well, you talk about a player displaying complete dominance on the floor. This is it. And it seemed like he could do no wrong as he was a factor in really every facet of the game. A truly remarkable performance.
So, timeout called here, the first for Indiana. Greg, you suited up for 6 teams in your NBA career. What do you think about some of the front offices that you came across during that playing time?
I think when you find a front office, when you move from franchise to franchise, is what it is that they value most. And there were some franchises, quite frankly, Kevin, that I played for where they just wanted you to show up on time, get there, play the game, and leave. Those franchises end up having a lot of struggle to find some footing in the league. They also find trouble finding attraction from free agency because people understand the culture just isn't there. There are other teams that do so many other things well, Kevin. You feel so much more valued as a player throughout your course of your career. Those are the places that end up sticking with you. And I think the league is doing a great job from top to bottom moving in that direction. Now, some are doing it better than others. That will always be the case. But the idea around finding more completeness for what it is you provide a player is a great thing for everyone.
Now, here's Schroeder. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Here's Pirtle. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. And now just a 1-point Pacer lead. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Oh, and he capped that one off with a little something extra, switching hands on the dunk.
He knows how to get some hang time there. Great play. Here's Schroeder. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Green kicks it over to Schroeder. And that's a foul called on T.J. Warren. That is his first foul of the game. The Pacers making a change here. Williams is checked in. Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. Lets it go from 14. And that one, good. He's got 20.
If you go to Lehigh, of course, you're going to make smart plays. McCollum good at sensing when his man was going to be wide open.
We've got Hudson. Turner is out there with Parker. Then there's McCollum. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Let's go to the 2K leaderboard and see which teams have been the NBA's best in the rebounding department. In third, the Knicks.
You know, it's not necessarily a glamour stat, but make no mistake, their top-notch board work has been a huge key to their success.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. Brent, when we talk about home court advantage, do you feel it's the the same as it used to be? It has that same impact?
I do think it's still hugely important, Kevin. It's less important when there's a team that has been together for a long time and has proven that they can take their wares on the road and come home with a victory, but it absolutely gives you a level of comfort as a player to get into your routine, to be at a place that seems familiar. Something deep down psychologically helps every member of that team being at home.
Randall with some nice D.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Murray, no good. Pacers trail by 13. It's McCollum on the wing. Gets a very good look and converts.
Good off the pass. McCollum set up and ready at all times.
Here's Murray. Picked him clean. McCollum with the ball. Now guarded by Schroeder. He can't hit that time. Excellent D that time from Robinson. Here's Randall. And the layup's good off the glass. Randall's got 7 points in the game.
Yeah, Randall does a good job. His frame alone helps to create some space. Just with a little pivot there, able to find a way to score.
Oh,
You knew something good was coming, Kevin, right?
And I gotta say, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult when they're trailing.
But still, a magnificent move to the rim. Schroeder dishes to Barrett. To the middle. Wants to get it to Randall and does. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Randall's got the lead up to 13 now for the Knicks.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
And almost gets it to go, so he'll shoot 2 here. Julius Randle picks one up. Indiana shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. He doesn't get the second one. New York leading by 12. Goes up to the stripe. Will not drop. He's shooting 3 for 8 and not happy about it. To the inside. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Julius Randle picks one up.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option. And really making the most of his opportunities there tonight. Hasn't been the struggle we sometimes see him go through.
And here is Murray. And yes, it's good.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
It's stolen by Randall. Lets a floater go. Here's Schroeder. Jabari Parker comes up with the rebound. Pacers trail by 12. It's rebounded by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Barrett. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 5 assists in the game. Here's Hudson. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. There's the dish to Parker. It's rebounded by New York. Robinson's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Murray against McCollum. Schroeder outside. Shot clock at 6. And the shot goes in. 11 points for Julius Randle.
Shooting it with more confidence now. Look at his face. He didn't look quite right in the opening minutes. Finding it now.
Robinson with the block. Barrett wide open. He fires. Goes back up. Randle with the bucket. Randle's got 13 points.
Randle not giving up on that play. Smells that one out. Grabs the ball and gets 2 more.
To halt the run. And now a chance to see what's coming up for Indiana. On Thursday, the Minnesota Timberwolves will come into town. And then on Saturday, they'll tip off a road trip starting in Orlando and going up against the Magic.
And for that matchup with the Wizards, you know they want to come out and make a big statement in that one. It won't be easy, but anything can happen.
Good D by Parker. Pacers trail by 17. The Knicks pull it in. Barrett's got 11 rebounds in the game.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And there it is for him. He's got 29 points.
It feels like the other four guys have disappeared at this point. He wants to be the one to get them back.
Now here's Murray. Outside, Robinson wants to get it to Randall and does. And Randall throws it down.
And something about watching lefties who can get up like that just looks different, doesn't it, Kevin?
Fires it up. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Wide open look here for Murray. He trains the quick shot. Murray's got 4 this quarter.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Boom, he jams it straight down.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Here's Schroeder. And no good. And Indiana will go the other way with it. Victory eluded them last time in New York when they took on the Knicks.
And it's going to come down to effort tonight. Last time they met each other, they were demolished on the boards, and that rebounding difference led to a sizable loss.
Well, let's see if the lesson was learned from that loss. If they come out with the same type of effort, they can expect a similar result here.
Saric is checked in for Jabari Parker. And there's the pass to McCollum. Drops in the layup for 2. McCollum's got 6 points.
Well, this is where that sweet handle of McCollum's comes into play. When he goes on the dribble drive, very few defenders can get in good position to slow him down.
Passes it to McKenzie. 1:32 left in the first half, and the foul on Miles Turner. That's foul number 2 for him. 1:31 left in the second quarter. Now Murray. 6 points for him. 5 on the clock. Chalk up 2 there. He's got 8.
Yeah, and they're shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
And it's Warren with the ball for the Pacers. They trail by 16. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And checking out some numbers for Barrett. The last 10 games, he has been on a heck of a run. He's averaging 28 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And you look at the numbers he's been putting up, fantastic scoring production from him.
Yeah, hard to ask for anything more at this point. He's really stepped up, and he's really delivered.
Inside, Green, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Well, whether you love him or hate him, you can't deny that Draymond Green is one of the more unique players in the league.
There really isn't anyone else like Draymond. I mean, who does everything for a team but score. I mean, not only can he play all positions on both ends of the floor, but also to be the emotional leader, truly a special player.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That one on Jakob Poeltl.
Clearly a foul. And he's been much more aggressive here in the second quarter. He's getting to the line a lot more than he did in the first.
And he's good on the second. And it's the Knicks with the ball. 15-point game. They can look forward to the American Airlines Center after this game. They'll match up against Dallas. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip.
Yeah, nice job of drawing the contact and creating opportunities at the line.
The Knicks have shot 6 of 7 at the line.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
And good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there.
And Pearl is a massive guy, someone that uses his height exceptionally well to get high-quality looks at the bucket. They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead. Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
The Knicks have shot 67% from the line, going 6 of 9. He hits both from the stripe. Pacers trail by 17. Ball's knocked loose, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green. Off the inbound, and it's denied.
This has to energize Barrett. He needs to keep bringing this type of intensity to the defensive end.
So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. Knicks lead by 17. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge. Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets on. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. And Indiana shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. On the court for the Knicks, it's Randall and Robinson at the 4 and the 5. Then there's DeJounte Murray. Then it's Barrett, and it's McKenzie in at the 2.
And the ceiling Turner has is impressive. Has the potential to be a dominant big man in this league.
Brett, when you look back on all the stars you played against during your career, who was the biggest intimidator?
Well, I think about intimidating players, and the first word that comes to mind is Anthony Mason. I know he wasn't a bona fide star player, but right. You know the role that he had for the teams that he played with, and Anthony Mason was a player you did not want to be playing against. During my era, most of the years that I had some successes and minutes on the floor, it was certainly Kevin Garnett. The way that KG approached every game, and you spent many seasons watching him very closely. From year 1 to year 18 or 19, KG came at you every game, every night with the same kind of zest and excitement to compete.
Well put. Here's Barrett. And that one's in. He's only missed 3 of 13.
Oh, man, this would be a different ball game if they didn't have this type of scoring to rely on.
Little over a minute gone here in the second half. That's tipped.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
It's Randall with the drive. It's rebounded by Indiana. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. And it goes out of bounds. That went off Robinson. And now a moment to check out the leaders in the All-Star voting. Balloting underway.
And this is really a fun time of year. You're starting to see which players are going to be in the running to make the All-Star team.
Take a look at Murray. He's not too far away from a spot in the starting 5. A lot of votes have been coming his way.
And even if he doesn't get the fan votes he needs to become a starter, you have to believe he'll be a part of the Eastern Conference All-Star team.
And it's going to be an exciting showcase. We'll keep you updated with the results each day during the voting.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Pacers trail by 19. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Here he comes, and there he goes.
Look at him punish that rim. For New York, they've gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. McKenzie. He's guarded by McCollum. Here's McKenzie. Misses the 3.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing. A moment now to see the numbers for Murray. 14th in steals, and he's in the top 20 in assists per game. His talent for creating easy buckets for his teammates, such an asset.
As we've seen, he's a difficult defender to bring the ball up against. Quick feet, quick hands. always looking to force a mistake. Both shots good from the stripe.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Pass to McKenzie. Robinson with it. Pass to Barrett. Wants to get it to Randall and does. Just 5 on the clock. 8 for 15 with that made basket. But he's not satisfied yet.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
And now we go to the 2K leaderboard. What a season it's been for these teams on the offensive glass. Second, the Knicks.
You know what? Sometimes their missed shots are their best offense. I mean, they attack the glass relentlessly, and those extra possessions can determine the outcome on a lot of nights. And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Pacers trail by 16, and a wide open look for McCollum. Another shot. He lays it in. He's got 44.
You really got to tip your cap to him in terms of how he's played today, even if they end up losing this game.
To the left side wing. And Barrett the bucket on the assist by Murray. And the Knicks lead by 17.
Is it possible his sweet touch is getting sweeter, guys?
Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Banked in off the glass.
That's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
The pass to McKenzie. Out to the right wing. New York moving it around. From outside the arc. The offensive rebound. A second chance effort. Randall with the bucket. Randall's got 21 in the game.
Well, fleshing out his offensive attack here. Randall comfortable from that range to knock one down.
Randall grabs the board. New York leading by 17. Here's Barrett. And it's off from three-point range. Parker with the bounce pass. Shoots a fader. That one good for 2.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Here's Murray. He's got 8. Here's Barrett. Over Hudson. And Barrett gets it to go. Barrett's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
And the Pacers call time here. Nice game. Great performance by R.J. Barrett.
Just killing it from deep. They've got to be all up in his jersey at all times. Give him even an inch, and you're just asking for him to drop another triple on you.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Iritic comes in for Parker, and it's Williams in for Hudson. The Knicks also changing it up. Holly Stein comes in for Mitchell Robinson, and Jefferson subbed in for Julius Randle. McKenzie, he's guarded by McCollum. Murray outside. He kicks it to Barrett, but 3, good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got 4 assists in the game.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
And another one.
My goodness, 50 for the game.
Yep, he is putting on a show. Passes it to McKenzie. Barrett with the ball. Pass to Jefferson. And it's blocked by Iritic. Over in the corner, Williams to the middle. And another one falls. Amazing.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. rebounded by Barrett. Barrett's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. Stolen by McCollum. Fast break. Here comes Indiana.
Changing ends quickly. He's rewarded with a high percentage look.
Yeah, the defense trying to do their best to slow him down, but when he gets room like that, you got to look out.
And it's Murray penetrating. Misses from short range.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
Those are all the little things about effort there. He just gets out there and contests, and that's just enough.
Some changes for Indiana. Charge comes in for Turner. And Warren subbed in for McCollum. Jakob Poeltl's checked in for the Knicks. Green comes in for Murray. McKenzie. And again, unable to change momentum here.
Not his best night from the field, but looking for other ways and finding them so he can chip in.
And that one is off. So New York will take it the other way. They led the game at 1 point by 20. And stolen by Mirotic. With the hook shot. And no good. Trying to use the glass. The Knicks leading by 12. Here's Barrett. Off target with his three. Here's Indiana. It's been 8 unanswered points for him. And you talk about Nikola Mirotic. He won't wow you with his athleticism, Greg, but he's big, he's skilled, and we both know he knows how to play.
Rebounds his position. Offensively, a face-up forward. He can shoot and attack off the bounce. And as you mentioned, great IQ for the game.
Here's Green. Poeltl inside. Charge is there, and it's good. 2 points. And the Knicks lead by 14.
And Poeltl has a stick-with-it mentality on the offensive glass, just throwing himself against the board. And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. Aaron Holiday is checked in for the Pacers. Knicks shooting straight 49% from the field. McKenzie guarded by Holiday. Pass to Poeltl. Barrett kicks to Poeltl. Here's McKenzie. Traps in the train. 12 points for him.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second three of the game.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. First free throw is good. So he gets them both. The Knicks leading by 12. The pass to Cauley-Stein. Outside, Green. Pass to Barrett. Back to Green. Clock at 6. Fades away. Doesn't go that time.
I get a feeling that he made that much more difficult than he had to. No reason why he had to fade away on that jumper.
The Knicks shooting around 48% so far in the third. Barrett the pass to Green. Poeltl dishes to Barrett. They kick it out to Green. To the right side. Here's McKenzie. And a miss there on the triple. Here's Indiana. They're on a 13-5 run here. And yet another basket.
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition. Murray's checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. .143 left in the third quarter. Murray kicks to Green. And it's Green with the jam.
That's a strong finish from Draymond Green. Those are the kind of plays where he likes to flex on.
This will be his third free throw shot of the game. Free throw good, Green.
これ負けるね。
There's a minute 34 left to play here in the third, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
That's tough because that one's preventable. The defense has nothing to do at all with that turnover.
Now, here's Barrett. D right on him. Yep, it counts. Barrett's got 33 points.
And this is Barrett at his best. Looking for a shot, being active on offense. Love it.
Out to Sharch. Shoots it. Kept alive by Indiana.
Yeah, maybe a little luck, maybe a little bit of heart. Both of those at play here. He's getting every offensive rebound.
New York leading by 15. Here's Barrett. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. And Indiana shooting 41% from the floor so far in the third. And a chance here now to take a look at the teams that are tops in the league in scoring points off turnovers. In third, the Pacers.
You know, when you make a mistake against this team, they make you pay. I mean, because they convert those turnovers into fast break points, and that really can be demoralizing.
All free throws good from Holiday.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
And here is Murray. He's got 8. Kenzie passes to Green. Here's Pirtle. And the dunk by Pirtle.
That's a great pass from Draymond Green. Just understands where his guys are going to be.
Pacers trail by 15. Yet another bucket.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal in offensive onslaught. And for the Knicks, they're shooting it pretty well, close to 50%. Now, here's Barrett. Defense right on him. It's rebounded by Indiana.
He's going to be shaking his head on that one. Knows he missed an easy one.
Yeah, you can't make them all, and you for sure you'll want him taking that kind of shot.
Here's Holiday. And it's good for 2.
Nice.
And so it's the New York Knicks holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And we've got more NBA action. 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Mario Saric is out there with T.J. Warren. Then there's Hudson. And it's Bitadze in at the center position. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Here's McKenzie. And easy 2 points on the layup. And the Knicks lead by 11.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another, Greg.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. I don't mean style points. Walker's checked in for Dario Saric. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. Here's Randall. That one's not going to go. Excellent D there from Parker. Pacers trail by 9. Indiana moving it around. Can't cash in from close range. The Knicks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. No one near Randall as he lets it go. And again, it's the Knicks missing. Pirtle's shot is off. For Indiana, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. To the inside. That free throw, no good. And And the second free throw, good. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Murray with the bounce pass. And Parker with the block.
How about the reach from Parker? Extends his arms way up that time to get the block.
Nabbing another steal.
What? マジか。
Here's Randall. Robinson left side. Back to Randall. Jefferson down low. He's covered by Hudson. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. That one, no good. So Indiana will take it the other way. Here's the three. With the second effort. Tries again. It's rebounded by Jefferson.
How about the timing he shows there to challenge that shot?
Yeah, not easy to do there, and that's a guy that you can tell takes every possession defensively very seriously.
Paulie Stein dishes to Green. Just 5 to shoot. New York needs to get off a shot. New York, no good that time either. Pacers trail by 14. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. The first one falls. The Knicks making a switch here. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. For New York, they've gone 7 of 15 from the floor here in the fourth, right around 46-47%.
They'd love to have him out there, but they won't suffer much of a drop-off.
That one is off. He hits the second from the line. Now here is Holiday. So no problem for New York as they get the win. This crowd, their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that'll do it, folks. For Chris Terry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
All right, well, look, my point part of it is that the game changes. It evolves.
Tough loss tonight, Chang. How do you...
Losing's never easy, but we got to...
CG やります。